So as we know, Sword and Shield is going crazy with alt art reaching a new boom right now and booster boxes going crazy. Now, I did say that I was going to avoid talking about Sword and Shield for a bit, but to be honest, there is one thing in particular that I do want to cover, and that's trainer gallery cards. I released a video maybe a couple of months ago, 3 months ago maybe, might have even been longer, maybe back last year. I can't remember, but it wasn't that long ago, about trainer gallery cards, saying that a lot of them are going to be, you know, a good pickups, because at the time they were cheap, in my opinion, you know, and they're beautiful. I think Trainer Gallery is one of the best things they've done. Makes it more fun to open packs than Sword and Shield era. Great ones, you know, across the board, from the Chonkachu to the Rayquaza to the Umbreon to Sylveon. There's just, and the Starmie, of course. There's just so many, right? But the single card prices, some of them, especially the top ones, have been going crazy. So we'll be covering them today across the 4 sets: Brilliant Stars, Astral Radiance, Lost Origin, and Silver Tempest. We'll be looking at Trainer Gallery and the Galarian Gallery, and we're going to be seeing what has been going on, because it's a little bit crazy. We're looking at TCG Player. Take a look. Okay, we're looking at TCG Player today. First off, we're looking at Brilliant Stars. Things are going a bit crazy. Things are going a bit crazy with the single card prices. Brilliant Stars, in my opinion, has some of the nicer ones. I always felt like Brilliant Stars had a strong trainer gallery. You know, some of them are weaker, but definitely some of them are good. And I feel like Brilliant Stars are doing well. I'm not going to be covering booster boxes. I'm not going to be covering arts or anything like that in today's video. That can be for another video. I'm going to be doing a video specifically on each of these sets next week or in the future. So keep an eye out for those, because a lot of stuff is happening and we shouldn't ignore it. But I'm going to talk about the trainer gallery because some things are going up in price. They are. So first off, we've got the Umbreon VMAX. So this is been going a little bit crazy. This card is currently sitting at $63, and it has been going up over time. But it's jumped up pretty much. I mean, we go back over the past year, this card really hasn't moved much. I didn't know it went up, if I'm being honest. I actually went to go and pick one up because I don't actually have one. And I went to go and pick one up, and I looked on eBay and I was like, what the hell's going on with these prices? And then I went on TCG Player and saw this and I was like, this is crazy. Yeah, so pretty much over the past month is where we just saw this boom. And I don't know whether or not it's because of a lot of talks of Umbreon flying around like crazy because of Evolving Skies, or is it because everybody jumped on the bandwagon regarding the top cards from the Sword and Shield era and Brilliant Stars is becoming harder and harder to get hold of. So we're looking at $63. Literally in the past month it was $25, and like I say, over the past year it was sad. I mean, it went up to $32, but it was trickling down to as low as $20, and then bang, it's tripled in price. I mean, that's just crazy. I don't know what the hell's going on. But yeah, this card's going pretty crazy. I don't know how high it'll go, and I don't know whether or not it's just a bubble, and I don't know whether or not it's just going to fall. But if you look at the prices, I mean, there's only one on here, so you know, it is getting more and more expensive. We go back and we take a look at the others. The Umbreon V has also been going up in price. So we're looking at the Umbreon V, $43. Again, this is another card. Over the past year, it's done nothing. It's just sat there, plodding along, going up and down by a couple of dollars here and there. And then past month, $15 to 40, nearly 45. Again, nearly tripled in price. It's just crazy. Beautiful card though. I do have this one in my collection. I don't have it graded, but I do have it ungraded, so I might have to send off and get graded because it is such a beautiful card. Yeah, pretty crazy. Then we go back to the Sylveon VMAX. I do have this one in a PSA 10. Beautiful card. Sylveon's my favourite evolution. This one's been going up, but nowhere near as much. But again, we're looking at a card that's been sat plodding along, even dropped to as low as like $14, and then it is now $30. So this has doubled in price over the past month, to be fair. Over the past few weeks even, which is pretty insane. Literally from the beginning of May, so yeah, about less than 2 weeks. Nuts. And then when we look at the Sylveon V, this is another one that's been going up in price as well. I have this one, it only got a 9, PSA 9, big guide, but you know, might get another one and try and get a 10. But again, same thing, you know, over the past year, plodding along, and then it jumped up. Nowhere near as much as the others, but doubling in price in the past few weeks is pretty insane. So yeah, this one's trickling up, sitting at $24, $25. Who knows? Anything evolution right now is going crazy. Okay, moving on to Astral Radiance. Astral Radiance hasn't had as much craziness as Brilliant Stars has had. Of course, the Starmie is still pushing, you know, the new heights. $51 has been going up, you know, over the past year. Again, we saw a massive spike happen up here, and I think I talked about the spike when it happened, and then it dropped, and then it just trickled for a bit, and then it went up again. So this is still a very, very big card. It's holding down the fort. It's one of the most expensive cards in Astral Radiance. Astral Radiance is... There's still some of it available, I'm pretty sure, but it is trickling up. But yeah, Starmie not doing too bad. Isn't going as crazy. Garchomp is just plodding along, although it has gone up by a few dollars here over the past few weeks. So we go over the past year. Again, pretty steady. In fact, it's been dropping, and then it went up to around $28, $29. So gained about not quite a half, about 50% in value over the past few weeks, which is still a significant jump. We can't deny that. But then if you look at all the rest, it's pretty cheap, right? Moltres $8, Zacian $6, Zapdos $5, Articuno, one of my favorites, $5. So the rest is cheap, just these two big ones, but nowhere near as brilliant stars. Then we're going to move on to Lost Origin. Giratina and stuff's doing crazy bits, but we're looking at Training Gallery. Chonkachu boy coming in, Pikachu. We're looking at $47. So again, that trickled down and then went up over the past year. It was on the decline. It was literally on the decline. It was $40 and it went all the way down to 28, and now we're looking at 47. This was like at one point, I do believe it was around 50 way back when, and then it dropped. But yeah, it's come back up. And it's a nice card. I mean, I have it. Not graded, but I do have it. It is a beautiful card. Then we got the Pikachu V. This is actually one of my favorite Training Gallery cards, especially from Lost Origin. And we're looking at $30. Again, this one's been going up over the past year. It's not quite as high as it once was, but it was $30. The reprint took it, gave it basically a pound in, and it dropped nearly 50% in value. And now it's jumped back up pretty much to where it was. So, I wouldn't say it's like skyrocketing, but it's definitely bounced back quite well, which is quite interesting. And then again, after that, we got relatively cheap Training Gallery cards. We got the Mew coming in at $6.80. We got a bunch of full art trainers. We got the Gengar at $4, Charizard at $4. Even that Pikachu Sleepy one, love that one, $3. So they're relatively cheap. We got the two big ones holding down the fort there. And then we're going to move on to Silver Tempest. Silver Tempest again going up, Lugia going up, and some of these cards are going up as well. So we got the Rayquaza. This is a big card, big chase card, really hard to pull. From Silver Tempest, $42 over the past year. Again, it was on the decline, and then reprint came obviously, and then it went up. Now it's at probably one of the highest points it's been, and could keep going up. Rayquaza, big fan favorite, tough to pull from Silver Tempest. But then once again, you look at the rest of the Trainer Gallery. Blaziken, $10. Blaziken again, $8. We got the Superior at $7. Everything else is relatively cheap in Silver Tempest Trainer Gallery. So it's just the Rayquaza. Quite interesting. Then we have the Galarian Gallery from Crown Zenith. So we got the big boy Giratina. Of course, the set has Galarian Gallery where most of the big hits are from. So Giratina's been doing pretty well. It did actually drop because there was just so much Crown Zenith being open, and the pull rates are pretty good. So getting these cards are a bit easier than some other sets getting their chase cards. It was over $100, and then there's just a ton of Crown Zenith, like so much product, reprints, everything. And everyone was pulling this card, and it went down to 67, and now it's on the uptick. Crown Zenith is still relatively easy to get hold of. It's not that expensive, especially here in the UK, and pull rates are pretty good. I just think that at the moment, a lot of cards, big chase cards, are going up because, well, people really want them in their collection, and the supply and demand. We have one here, only one available listing, so it's an interesting one. Maybe it will drop. Like I said, there's still a lot of Crown Zenith around. But then again, if you look at the rest of the cards from Crown Zenith, some of them have trickled up, but not anywhere on the same level as the Giratina. So we look at the Arceus, beautiful card by the way, it's probably one of my favourites from the set, 58. And as you can see, that was like the printing, and there was so much being opened, and it's trickling up. It's gone up a few dollars. This is what I would think is natural over time, not what the Giratina did. It's kind of weird, right? Same with the Mewtwo, big chase card, pretty much stayed steady. We go back over the past year, and it's near its lowest point. So again, really steady growth, and prices. And then the Dialga and the Palkia have trickled up. They've actually been doing pretty well. So they were pretty cheap in my opinion, but for the gold cards, to be fair, compared to the other two. But yeah, we're looking at 44, and it's now 48. It's doing pretty well. Bounce back again over the last few weeks, probably the last month. It has been on the uptick. So this is another card to look out for. Same with the Palkia, right? Palkia's been going up in price as well. 42, it's not quite as high, but still it's getting that little bit of a bounce up, which is pretty interesting. And then again, you look at the rest of the set, and there's some good valuable cards in Crown Zenith. Crown Zenith is still, in my opinion, one of the best sets to open. If you're going to invest in Crown Zenith, I probably wouldn't go too crazy. Maybe just get a couple of ETBs here and there. If you've got the Pokemon Center ones, obviously that's going to be great. But overall, this set is still relatively cheap and good fun to open. So a lot of prices are holding quite well. Yeah, Giratina is going up, which is a bit odd. But you have it, guys. Those are the Trainer Gallery cards that's been going on in the Sword and Shield era. Of course, Sword and Shield is going crazy. It's interesting to talk about some of them. A lot of them are cheap still. It just seems to be the big ones, right? Rayquaza, anything with evolution in it, and the Pikachu from Lost Origin. Pretty much everything else is just trickling up over time naturally, or pretty much staying stagnant at the price they're at. So you can still pick up a good amount of cards to complete your collections and your master sets at a reasonable price, but some have jumped up quite a bit. Now, I don't know if that's because of the increased hype all around the evolutions right now, or anything that has Rayquaza in it, or anything that has Giratina in it. Who knows? But definitely something is going on here where a lot of these cards, there's not many of them available. Maybe people buying them out, but definitely the cards are going up. There's always a risk involved when you buy single cards, though. They do fluctuate quite a bit. We've seen it already. We've seen the charts of these cards going down. Some of them have just stayed down. So be careful when you do buy them, and of course card quality as well. Yeah, they are on the uptick. It kind of threw me off guard when I looked for that Umbreon. So yeah, we have to wait and see what happens when the dust settles over the next few months regarding all of these cards. Are they going to continue going up, or are they in a little bit of a bubble and they'll go back down a little bit? But we'll have to wait and see. If you made this fun to the video, guys, and you've enjoyed it, make sure to smash the like button, make sure to subscribe for more Pokemon content, and let me know your thoughts down in the comments about the trainer gallery. Is there any that you're missing? Is there any that you want to pick up? I mean, the Starmie is a really, really nice one as well. Garchomp from Astral Radiance. I think Astral Radiance has a strong one all round, really. And Brilliant Stars has some fantastic trainer gallery cards, in my opinion. Some of the best, I think. Especially with the Umbreon and the Sylveon, of course. But if you want to know my thoughts and opinions on the recent Pokemon investment talk, then make sure to click on the video on the screen. And if you want to watch more Pokemon content, guys, you know what to do. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Alright, guys, that's it from me in today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. As always, you guys are legends, and I'll see you in the next one.